Arsenal 0, Man City 5. This is another shocker in there. Remember, today it's 10 years since Arsenal was trounced 8-2 by Manchester United in the same city of Manchester. Now again today, the same thing has happened to a team which goes by the names of Arsenal, and 5 goals have been put past the goal line of Arsenal in there. Welcome to the Football News Top 10s and Lifestyle Zone, guys. How are you and where are you watching in from? I know for Arsenal fans, you're really into a sombre mode. That's the best word I can really come out and use. You guys are really having the worst of a start of a season. 3 games, 0 goals scored, 0 points, and 9 goals conceded by your team in there. So it really looks bad and sounds bad in there. But all in all, this is what we call, you saw what you harvest in there. Arsenal has been really sowing on the rock, not onto what we call the loam soil or the fertile soil in there. That has really led to it being in this level. What Arsenal is facing right now, it's not something that Arteta should be blamed of. What Arsenal is facing was really laid all brought by a man who goes by names of Arsene Wenger, one of the people and legends of a team which goes by names of Arsenal, because when he came in, Arsenal won the Premier League, and he competed very favorably in there. He brought in lots of French talent and African talent, because Arsenal has been transpiring on French and what we call the African talent in there. Most of the players that have been really flourishing at Arsenal have been from France and Africa in there. So Arsenal today really felt it bad as Man City ran rampant onto them with Ferran Torres scoring a brace in there, Rodri scoring that beauty, well-curling ball, pressing in there from the 18 outside the 18 box area, Ika Gundogan in there, and Gabriel Jesus. They really came out and scored 5 goals and put past Arsenal in there. But we're really going to go into the highlights of this game in there and the so-called match reaction in there, because I've picked like 4 or 5 talking points where the manager really got it wrong, and the reason as to why Arsenal really went ahead to swallow in all those goals in there. Now, for starters, I'm really going to bring you this, because I think the first, where Arteta first got it wrong is here. This is where Arteta first got it wrong in there. I think it's here that Arteta first got it wrong. Here, yep, on the lineup. To me, I really thought that he was a coward. He gave so much respect to a team which goes by names of Man City, because you look at Man City and you know it's going to attack you left, right, and center. It goes all out. You get, and when you look at the defense, it has better defenders than you have. You get, it has better midfielders than you have. It has better forwards than you have. You get, and the reason of going with a 3-man defense wouldn't have been bad, but the way he played them, I think he would have gone for a 3-5-2 system in there, with Sid Kolasinac playing off the left side of the central defense, Callum Chambers playing off the right side of the central defense, and Rob Holding playing into the central part of the central defense in there. So that's what I really thought it could be in there. So when you look at Kolasinac, Rob Holding, and Chambers, they would have been a very good 3-man defense if at all they are not playing a back 5 in there, because these were 5 defenders in there with Kian Tierney and Cedric in there. They would have played a 3-5-2 system in there, something that was not played in there. So I think this is where Arteta got it wrong, because Grant Xhaka, we've seen him that he cannot do the hold-up play very well in there. That system missed a man who goes by the name of Sambi Lokonga to me. Even when Elneny came in, you saw that he could really control the ball very well. But you look at the midfield in there, Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, Grant Xhaka, and Emily Smith-Rowe. I think he should be having Lokonga, Grant Xhaka, and Odegaard, or Emily Smith-Rowe, sorry, Odegaard in there. That is the so-called midfield 3. Then the likes of Kian Tierney, and Cedric would have observed that line in there. Now, that calls for the front two. That is Aubameyang and Emily Smith-Rowe or Bukayo Saka. I think that's how it would have stood. Arsenal would have stood like that. But the manager, who goes by the name of Mikel Arteta, respecting Man City a lot, because Arsenal, you know yourself, you cannot defend. when we bring about teams that really do defend very well, we cannot really front Arsenal. Arsenal doesn't have a very good centre back unless Gabriel Magalhaes and Ben White return. And Arteta is blessed that in the game they play against Burnley, after the international break, Gabriel Magalhaes is going to return, and a player who goes by the names of Ben White would have cured from COVID in there, and the symptoms in there may have really gone and lost. So that means he's really going to have sorry about that. He's really going to have a very solid central defense in there, because I think like Gabriel Magalhaes will be playing off the left side of the central defense and Ben White will be playing off that side. Now, when you look at Aubameyang, he looked like he was in his own island as you see him there. No delivery in there. By Odegaard not having a worst day in there, because it was very first time to play such a system at Arsenal. I've never seen Arsenal playing such a system. I'm telling you the truth. I've never seen Arsenal play such a system in there. So to me, I really think that Arteta really got it wrong from the lineup. I don't know what you guys think about that, but that was the first thing I noted. The lineup was really not into favor of Arsenal to go in and get a point or a draw, or a win at a team which goes by the names of Man City in there. He respected Man City a lot. He feared Pep Guardiola. He thought if at all he went head to head on him, he would have slashed him down to running riot. By the end of the game, it all went in like that. Now, let's go to another talking point. I think the way these defenders were defending. We go to our second point, the way these defenders were defending into the 2 goals, because I'm not going to talk about the 3 goals, because the 3 goals are supposed to go in, because Granit Xhaka got a red card and Arsenal had nothing to do about it, and Man City were really running riot on them because Arsenal were man down in there. But I'm talking about the first 2 goals. All those first 2 goals, you see the first one, Bernardo makes a run, plays in Jesus. Jesus crosses the ball, and one of the shortest men, Ferran Torres, meets it and hits, Ika Gundogan, short man, hits the ball in the back of the net. Callum Chambers, Sid Kolasinac, and Rob Holding, all of them couldn't get a grip of this ball, yet the ball was crossed from where? From the right-hand side. From the left-hand side of the defense, where Kian Tierney was standing in there. So that means Kian Tierney was really marking that man very well, but he brought in the cross, and guess what? The 3 central defenders that Arteta had put into his defense couldn't really come out and meet this ball and stop it. You get? So it shows you that these 3 defenders really couldn't track well. I saw very many occasions where they're colliding in there. They were really bumping into themselves. Instead of looking for Man City players, they are bumping into themselves instead. So it shows you that this defense was really ill in there. That's why Arteta has to pray for Ben White and a man who goes by the names of Gabriel Magalhaes to return into their central defense, because I think that is going to be that ideal central back partnership of a team which goes by names of Arsenal in there. Even the second goal, you get, instead of marking a player, they are really tracking themselves up. You get? And Ferran Torres gets a free ball and he nets it in the back of the net. You get? And Pep Guardiola really was a genius today, because he really got to know that if I really go by the game I really play, I'm really going to be slaughtered by Arsenal, because Arsenal was really harsh. By the time you saw Arsenal, the first 10 minutes of the game, Arsenal was all over a team which goes by names of Man City. You get? They really looked like they had a very good game plan of playing on the break and break a team which goes by Man City down. And what Pep Guardiola did, he didn't go on with with the usual game plan that he always do with the team which goes by Man City. So he really faked and really looked ahead, a team which goes by names of Arsenal. I was watching his pre-match interview on Sky Sports, and he said that we're in training, but we are not training according to what Arsenal is going to play. But he was lying, because when you saw him today, the first 2 goals shows you that they are really planning to know. They really knew that Arteta was really going to come and sit back. So they really came out and knew that we are really going to play a different style of football. We'll be possessing, but on the break on attack, it's really going to be something different altogether. Now, I really want to see you. I've put that photo onto your screen and tell me, look at the time. Look at the time. It was just 8 minutes and 17 seconds. Arsenal had conceded in the 7th minute. And guess what the manager of Arsenal was doing? He was looking at the so-called time. Imagine 8 minutes into play, and the manager was looking at 8 at the time, and he knew that, it's like he knew that, oh my God, we are into for a very bad game today. They are going to shame us, because looking at the watch tells you that he was knowing they've scored us in the 8th minute. We're having 82 minutes to play. Yes, we are having 82 minutes to play. That really shows you how the manager knew that the game was done. He's not confident of his team. That's why he looked at the time when he really conceded 1 minute or 2 minutes after he had conceded the goal from a team which goes by names of Man City. Arteta was already worried, and he had already lost the game. This shows you that Arteta came onto the pitch when he had already lost the game. Look at him. Look at him. So it shows you that Arteta doesn't have balls maybe to stand certain things in there, and very many Arsenal fans have really come out and said Arteta should go in there. So it shows you that Arteta really needs to do a lot of homework onto his team, but let's give him a benefit of doubt. 5 games were given to him, 2 played, he has won 1 and lost 1, and the one that he has lost, we expect him to lose it against the side which goes by Man City. Although me, I really thought that Arsenal could put up a very different show altogether today, but that was not the case, because it really went bad. He really lost control of the game. That is Mikel Arteta in there. So there are very many other talking points I'm really going to talk about. The other one is this. Look at Edson Moraes. Look at how Arsenal really. This happened in the 18th minute, I think. You see Edson Moraes, Arsenal were still 11 men onto the pitch. And guess what was happening to Arsenal? Look at Edson Moraes. He could travel all that space. Look at the goalkeeper traveling all that space, and no Arsenal man could really track him to go and really force him to play that ball in there. That means that Arsenal were confident. Arsenal were okay with what Man City were. They accepted to be into the driver's seat, into the co-driver's seat, and they gave Man City to be into the driver's seat, because Edson Moraes doing that onto the pitch shows you that Arsenal had really given up the game. You get it? They had given Man City to be into the driver's seat to do what they wanted. You get? Look at them. Look at them. They couldn't close him down. You get? At least put some pressure onto him such that he releases that ball to the forwards. You never know what's going to happen, whether you can really release the ball. And you saw what Emile Smith Rowe did when he really closed him down. He almost got a goal from himself. You get? Edson Moraes can really do mistakes in there, but look at him. It shows you that Arsenal had really accepted to be into the co-driver's seat, and Man City were into the driver's seat because they are controlling the game. Now, the moment that most of you are really talking about, and Arteta has come out and reacted to it, I think it was a straight red card, because when they're really going to give you a straight red card, it's all about the intention. Even if what we call your so-called player doesn't really, even if the foul doesn't really affect the player, but we really look at your intention. Double boot in there for a man who goes by the names of Granit Xhaka, getting that in there, the manager being furious, and this was what changed the game. You never know. Arsenal had other opportunity to really go in and score a goal in there, or equalize this game, or put it to a level in there. But the moment Granit Xhaka got a red card, things changed. There was no more chance for a team which goes by Arsenal to come through, because we know Man City, they can really hide that ball. They can do anything to the ball. They can possess that ball from morning to evening. You know what Man City does. And Granit Xhaka doing that led to the referee, who goes by the name of Martin Atkinson, to really get out the red card and flashed it to him. And he was sent off the pitch. And that really led to everything changing. That's why Mikel Arteta has come out and gone harsh on a man who goes by the names of Granit Xhaka in there, and told him that is something stupid you've done. A man at your level can't do that. Remember, Arsenal, wanted to sell him to AS Roma, but when Roma failed to raise the money that Arsenal wanted, they really retained him and gave him a new contract in there. But Granit Xhaka he's not acting like a man of his experience. Yeah, he's not acting like a man of his experience. So I think he should really do better in there, and he's out for 3 games. That is Granit Xhaka. But the good thing is that Arsenal is welcoming back Thomas Partey in training, and these 2 weeks of the international break in there where the World Cup qualifiers are going to be played, I think he's going to be fit, and I think you never know, they might even get in a Besoma before Tuesday, before the deadline really comes in, because I know Arsenal might clinch into another midfielder in there to see these things happening in here at the stadium of Arsenal in there, the team in there. Now, Granit Xhaka doing Arsenal the worst on a day where they expected him to control that so-called midfield in there. Now, the worst has come to the worst, and see where Arsenal is. Arsenal is on the bottom of the table. Yep, you see, 3 games played, 0 wins, 3 losses, -3. That's the goal difference for a team which goes by the names of Arsenal. It shows you how Arsenal has deteriorated from a title-winning side or a top 4 competing side to this level. Now, to Arsenal to get out of this, they are playing Burnley against Norwich in the Raw in the Tottenham Hotspur. Those 3 games coming in for Arsenal are a do-or-die games for a team which goes by names of, for a man who goes by names of Mikel Arteta, and he really has to come out and tell his boys to fight for him, because this is out of Arteta's hands. It's into the players' hands to realize that we have to keep our manager on the job. We have to raise up to the occasion, because even Burnley can come up and shock a man who goes by the name of Mikel Arteta. So Mikel Arteta is into a very hard situation, and he really got the tactics wrong in there. I think he would have held himself. You get, he would have, even if he played a 4-2-3-1, you can sit back in there. You can bring Elneny. You can play a 4-3-3 with Elneny, Granit Xhaka and a man who goes by names of Lokonga in there, and Granit Xhaka, and then you get Aubameyang, Bukayo Saka, and Odegaard to be the 3 forwards for a team which goes by names of Arsenal for safety in there. Then you'll close down Man City, but he really brought in 3 defenders that really never helped him, and they really went ahead to concede 5 past a team which goes by names of Man City. So the other, I really want to react to a manager who goes by names of Pep Guardiola. He really played a different game altogether. However much he really possessed in there, but he was relying on long balls really to get past the Arsenal midfield. He did want to do a lot to really get a goal. It was really something quick in there. That first goal, Bernardo Silva tracking that ball very well in there and giving it to Jesus. Jesus crossing it in, Gundogan's scoring the free kick that came in through, and Man City doubled the game in there, and Arsenal didn't do the needful to really see itself really all coming back into the game. It really shows you that Arsenal is on a very low level on these top 4 teams. That is Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester United. So it shows you that Arteta really needs to do a very, very good thorough homework in these 2 weeks. He only has 2 weeks to save his job. These 2 weeks has to save his job. Maybe they can get him 1 player or 2 that he really wants, and I don't know whether they can get him Besuma, because I think if at all they get him Besuma, he will be really a big deal in there. But he really did go to the tactics wrong in there, though he had a chance really to get them right in there. But the performance of a man who goes by Granit Xhaka couldn't really allow him to exercise his so-called tactics in there, because he went ahead and got a red card in there that changed the entire game. Because I think it would have been a different game altogether, because Granit Xhaka maybe would have been taken off the pitch, and Lokonga would have been put onto the pitch, and things would have been different altogether. So guys, I don't know what you think about. Those were the highlights. I really thought about the game in there, and Arsenal coming through and doing the needful and failing to do the needful to save itself for the night, and a man who goes by names of Pep Guardiola increasing pressure onto the team of a team which goes by the name of Arsenal. Go into the comment section and tell me what you think about this game of Arsenal, where they went ahead to lose to a side which goes by the names of Man City in there. Pep Guardiola, 7 points in 3 games in there. He has been topping the group, but now very many teams have really gone up and won, and they are now into the top of the Premier League. And I would like to see you guys go into the comment section and tell me what you think about this game. I'm Rokani David, aka to this channel. Please endeavor to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Smash a like on the video, comment and share, and hit the notification bell to get notified each and every time we bring in a video. I'm out for now. See you later. As Arsenal fans, it's really a very bad weekend. What a worst start ever for Arsenal. I've never seen Arsenal start this worst into the league of the Premier League. I'm out for now.